Hi guys, it's been a little while since I've uploaded a video, and if you want to see the reason why, I did post something on my community page. It was about 2 or 3 days ago now. But in this video, I am going to be doing May favorites. Now, I know it's a little bit late, but there were quite a few good products for that month, and I don't think that I have a fail. So I'm going to start off with a foundation, and I reviewed the Guerlain Terracotta Tint Foundation. I'm wearing this today, and I wore this quite a bit over the last couple of weeks because I had really long days and I was traveling back and forth to the Hamilton area, and this lasted really well. I also wore other foundations too, but I found this to wear really well. It doesn't settle into my lines and it doesn't dry down too much. There were some people who reviewed this that have dry skin and they found it a little bit drying. Those of you that haven't seen my other videos, I am 53 years old, going to be 54 soon, and I have oily skin, but it is the middle of winter here now in New Zealand. So although my skin is still oily, it's not as oily as in the warmer summer months. But I find this to be really good. It's not drying at all, and you can see that I have a little bit of a glow. So definitely not drying at all. This does have the typical Guerlain Terracotta fragrance. It's not overpowering. It dissipates really quickly once you put it on. I really love that fragrance. I think this is super flattering on my mature skin. As I was saying, it doesn't seal into my lines. It blurs the pores to some degree. Now, I did put this on today using a beauty blender. I also put this on using a brush as well, and either is fine. A beauty blender always helps a little bit more with mature skin, especially, I think, just helps to press a product in. But as I was saying, this foundation works whether I use a brush or a beauty blender. It is a really lovely foundation. And next on my list in front of me, I have the Byredo. It is the Remembrance palette. This is really beautiful, lovely neutral palette, but it ended up not being my favorite, and not because of the color story or the formula, because the Byredo formula is absolutely beautiful. It is quite soft, but it goes on the eyes beautifully, and I did a dedicated video on this, so if you want to see that, I will, if I remember when I'm editing, I will put a link up here so you can take a look. So as I was saying, I was really busy over the last couple of weeks, and the next eyeshadow palette actually ended up being my favorite, and that's because I reach for it a lot. And this is the Bobbi Brown. This is the Smokey Nudes eyeshadow palette. This is in the new packaging. And as I mentioned in the video when I reviewed this, it is a little bit heavier than their previous packaging. I think it looks luxurious and it feels luxurious in the hand as well. This is a beautiful nude palette. I'm wearing it today, and probably over the last 10 days, 2 weeks, I probably wore this 5 out of those days, and I also reach for the Chanel tweeds quite a bit as well. I think that these blend beautifully. I love this color story. This is definitely an everyday look for me. And there's a lot of different ways you can use this as well. Today, I've gone with the way that I normally do it, with the dark smoky on the outer corner. And for the first time today, I didn't use an eyeliner. I used the dark shadow as a liner. So I just wet a really small brush. I did that with a setting spray. I think today I used the Dior one. Doesn't matter which setting spray that you have. And I found that this lined my eye really well. So the next time that I use this palette, I won't reach for an eyeliner. And I do like it when there's all-in-one palette and you can use the deeper shade as an eyeliner. It's just a real time saver as well. So the only shade that I didn't wear today is this one. Normally I've been wearing all 5 shades, although the other day I just wore, I think it was this shade here, and just swept over a little bit with this one. That was just for a super easy eye look, and that looked really pretty as well. So I started off with this shade today, then I went into the crease with the shade and the darker shade to smoke it out. And then I finally just finished it using a smaller brush using the shade here, and I also put it in the inner corner and just under here as well. This is a really beautiful palette. I do love Bobbi Brown eyeshadows and their makeup. I think they go really well on my mature eyes. I don't find that they fade very much, if at all, during the day. As I said, I was having some really long days and my makeup looked really good after sometimes 14, 15-hour days. This is a really lovely palette. And we're going to stay with Bobbi Brown, and they released the Sculpt and Glow palettes. I got the one in light and also the one in medium as well. Today I'm wearing the one in medium, and I use the blush and the bronzer that comes in this, and also a little bit of the highlight as well. I also used another bronzer as well, and that's because that was one of my favorites, so I thought I'd put them both on. But I've also, over the last few days, been reaching for this palette as well. Now, I had someone in my comments say that they found it really hard for pickup and they couldn't get much when they went to use the product, but I have no issues with this whatsoever. It may depend on what type of brush that you're using. So normally when I've been using the blush, I've been using the Rapha number 24. So this is undyed goat hair, and this is quite a dense type of brush. But today when I put it on, I reached for this Terracotta brush, and this is a lot more softer, and I think it went on just as beautifully. So I'm not quite sure what the issue was for that person, and it's a shame that it didn't work for them, but for me, I think this is beautiful. I do love these all-in-one face palettes. I think that they're great for something when you're in a rush, or they're always great for travel, but when you're in a rush you don't really have to think. You can just grab one of your face palettes and you've got your bronzer, blush and highlighter ready to go. These are really great palettes. Now, I also picked up the light one as well. So in the medium one, the bronzer in here is definitely more cooler, and then you've got this beautiful coral shade, and then the highlight, this one's called Afternoon Glow, and I didn't have that highlight, and I do think that it is really, really pretty. I'll just quickly show you the light one. The bronzer in this one is a lot more warm. I think this would be really pretty if you had fair skin. My skin is fair to medium, leaning more towards medium. The blush in this is absolutely beautiful. It's such a gorgeous pink. I really love the blush. And the highlight in this one, this is called Pink Glow, which I already had, but I just wanted to pick up this palette as well to review it for you. So out of the two, I probably prefer this one, but with the light palette, I really do love the shade of this blush. I think it is really, really beautiful. And of course there was Chanel Beiges that released the travel size bronzers and some other products as well. And initially I didn't pick up the travel size bronzers because I already had the original size in them. And then I realized that they had been reformulated. These are without coconut oil and they have other skincare ingredients in them as well. I think these are gorgeous. The one that I've got in front of me today, this is the one in medium. I picked up the light one and the medium one, and I think I'm also going to pick up the deep one as well. So it's similar packaging to the other one. It doesn't have that swirl like the original had. It's just flat. This is a little bit more used now because I have reached for this quite a bit. Today I put this on underneath the Bobbi Brown bronzer. So I just put a little amount on, and I put it on using my Rapha Beauty Sponge. This was gifted to me, this sponge, and I'm finding it really good for my makeup and applying cream products as well. I think that this goes on beautifully, and as I said, I'm going to pick up the deep one as well. I'm just going to check that they still have some in stock here in New Zealand, but these are lovely. I love the reformulated bronzer, and I do prefer it over the original ones. So I think there's an issue with stock with the bigger size bronzers. So I would say that Chanel are going to re-release the bigger size bronzers with this reformulated one, and I really recommend them. I think they are really lovely. And the next thing is probably going to be the product of the year for me, and unfortunately this was never released in the USA. And this is the Chanel Beiges Healthy Glow Cream. This is the one in Rosy, and I use this as a primer. Now, I'm not wearing this today, and that's because I'm trialing out another primer, and that's a sample that I got. It's the Guerlain. I've got it in front of me. It's the 24 karat one. I never picked that up because I didn't think that would suit my oily skin, and I've used it for the second time. I used this yesterday as well, and I am really liking it, especially in the cooler months here with my oily skin. It's a really beautiful primer, so I will pick this up probably when I can get it on sale here in New Zealand. But getting back to the Healthy Glow Cream, I'm hoping that Chanel will release this once they know, and I'm sure they know by now how popular this is. I'm hoping it will be available probably, hopefully, either later this year or next year for US people. So I've used quite a bit of it. I bought 2 backups of this. This is now sold out in New Zealand. There's 3 different places that sell Chanel products, and I was even going to pick up another one for a giveaway. And when I went to go and look online, they had all been sold out. So I will just quickly just show you this on the back of my hand. So when you first put a layer on, you can slightly see it. But once you blend it out, it really blends down to nothing. So I've seen a few videos on this now, and there's some people that say unless you've got fair skin that probably can't wear it. Well, I've got, as I was saying, it's light medium, more towards medium my skin tone, and it's fine on me. But what it does is sort of magical. It is just so gorgeous, and since I've bought it, I've nearly worn this every single day, apart from earlier on when I did a couple of videos, because I know that people who watch my videos, not everyone can get hold of this, and there's nothing wrong with the other primers that I have, but this one is really just next level. This blurs the skin. Sometimes when a product says that it does slightly, but this really blurs the skin. Now, if you want to see this in action, I did do a dedicated review on this, so I'll put the link up here if you want to take a look. And not only does it blur through the pores, but it also softens out the wrinkles to some degree as well, and it goes really well with my oily skin. Initially, I thought it might be too much, but it really just is a really gorgeous base before you put on foundation. You can also use it instead of foundation if you want to as well. So you can just pop it on and just evens out your skin, but really doesn't give any coverage. But it would be beautiful for a no makeup look with just maybe a tiny bit of eyeshadow, or even just this tiny bit of blush, some mascara and some lipstick. This is a fantastic product, and like I said, I do hope that Chanel is listening and realizes how many people think this product is great, and they do release it in the US either this year or hopefully next year. And Chanel also released reformulated nail polishes, and I absolutely love them. I change my nail polish about every 2 or 3 days, and that's really because of the videos that I do, and I just like to play around with different colors on my nails. Now, initially, I think I picked up about 3 or 4 of the polishes, and now I have, I think it's 12 of them. I just think they are absolutely fabulous. I still really like the other Chanel nail polishes that I have, but why I love these so much, the brush is a little bit longer, and I think that helps apply the polish better, but it's the dry down time. These are a lot quicker for a nail polish to cure. So with the other one, what I used to do, I used to set aside about an hour and a half. So I apply the base coat, and I use the Chanel one, and that does dry down really quick, like within a minute or 2. And then I put on, this is with the old polish, and then I'd put on the first coat, and then I'd wait at least half an hour. So not just touch dry, but dried down properly. And then I'd put on the second coat and I'd have to wait at least an hour. So I'm not talking about touch dry, I'm talking about that it's cured so that you can go about doing your normal tasks and you aren't going to move the nail polish around or ruin it in any way. Now with the new one, the one that I'm wearing today is one of the new ones, and this is number 105, and this is, I think it is Particulier, I think that's how you pronounce it, and this is a beautiful, beautiful brown. I've worn this a few times. I'll just hold it up so you can take a look. So it does have the longer brush on it, and it's also, I think, slightly wider as well, so it just makes the application just that much easier. But with this new formula, I find that, so I do my base coat, wait the couple of minutes, and then I put on the first layer of polish, and really within 2 or 3 minutes it is dry enough for me to apply the second coat. Normally I think I wait about 10 minutes and it's almost nearly cured by then, and then I put on my second coat and then I wait half an hour, and the nail polish is more than touch dry, it is cured. So 10 minutes with the first coat, then I put on the second coat and I wait 30 minutes. I could probably be a bit quicker than that, but I've been waiting about the 30-minute mark, and then I can go about and do my normal things around the house, and the nail polish has set and it doesn't chip or move around in case you accidentally bang your nail on something. I just think this new formula is gorgeous, and I'm loving all the colors that I brought as well. I've worn a few of them on my videos that I did over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm looking forward to like the Fall Chanel launch and Christmas with the new shades of nail polish. I'm sure they're going to be in this new reformulated formula, which is absolutely a time saver for me, so I'm really looking forward to that. I highly recommend these nail polishes, to the colors which are beautiful, and the formula is just outstanding. And in May I also picked up one of the Dior the hair perfumes. I'm probably going to pick up another one, but the first one that I picked up, and I really love it, and that is Jasmin d'Ange. And I've still got the packaging that it came in. Sometimes with products I do keep the packaging just for a little while. And as I was saying, this is the hair perfume, so it comes in this bottle. I'll just have a look at the size. And this is 40 mils, and this is fruity floral. It is really beautiful. So for the top note in this one is bergamot, then the middle notes are jasmine, apricot, osmanthus, peach, and the base notes are white musk and vanilla. You can really smell the jasmine in this. It's absolutely beautiful. And on properties that we've lived on, we've always had jasmine plants, and the fragrance is just so gorgeous. The product itself, so I have used quite a bit in these last couple of weeks. I've got this on my makeup table here, and as I've raced out the door, I've sprayed it over my hair. Now my hair is naturally curly, and sometimes I do worry with things that I might spray on my hair. It's always trying to fight back to its tight curls, but even when I spray this on, I'll do it now, I'll do a couple of sprays, haven't put it on today. I don't find, like, if I went out in the rain and just a little bit of drizzle, then my hair starts to expand and want to go back to curls. But with this, I don't find that that happens. And I also find that this lingers for quite a long, well, a really long time. Probably other people can smell it on you for the first few hours that you wear it. But often at night, so I put my hair up, and then when I've sprayed this on the day and I take my hair down the next morning, ready to style it, I still get the scent of this in. It is just absolutely beautiful. It is in this gorgeous frosted bottle. The packaging, it has the magnetic closure, just really, really beautiful. And as I was saying, I think I'm going to pick up another one. Really impressed with this and how it lasts on my hair, and I'd just like to try out another fragrance. And lastly is a Dior product, and this was released earlier this year, and I'm not sure whether I've mentioned them in one of my favorite videos, but I really want to mention it today because I've now picked up about 8 of these, and these are the Dior Lip Maximizers. This is one of the new shades. Everything that I'm mentioning today I will have listed and linked in the description box below. I use these a lot. I've always got at least 1 or 2 in my bag when I go out. These are easy to apply. I love them over the top of just a normal lipstick as well. I've just got on a nude Chanel lipstick, and this one over the top, this is a really beautiful tangerine, and it just changes the color just slightly and gives a really beautiful sheen. The other way that I use this is if I'm wearing a matte lipstick. The other day I wore that Dior, the matte lipsticks. I think they came out last year and they do not budge. I love to pop one of these lip maximizers over the top, so you get a beautiful shine, but of course you've got the matte lipstick underneath, so when this wears off then you've still got a stain on your lips. These are also really gorgeous just by themselves, and as I said, I have at least 1 or 2 in my bag all the time. I just change around the shades, and I love it because they are just really simple to apply. And I'm just going to pop on a little bit more now. And that's often what I do. I just pop it sort of in the middle when I'm wearing a lipstick underneath. But like I said, they are really beautiful just by themselves. I don't find, because they're a lip plumper, that they really tingle at all. And I don't know whether they plump up your lips that much. I don't really seem to see a difference, but I do love the formula. I love the shine on it. It's not too much. It's more of a subtle shine. It just gives this really healthy look to your lips. And what I also love about them, if you've got a more nude lipstick and you want that lipstick to have a little bit more of a shine and even change the shade just slightly, but this over the top of this Chanel, the nude brown that I've got on, is just absolutely gorgeous. Because for my reviews I have bought quite a few browns, and a lot of the time I don't reach for them. I like more of a brown with a little bit of pink, a little bit of peach in for my everyday look. But now I do reach for the brown ones that I've got, my brown lipsticks, and that's really good because they're not going to waste. And what I do is just grab one of the lip maximizers and pop them over the top, and it just stops it from being, sometimes it's going to look a bit flat on me, just a matte brown color or something that hasn't got much gloss in it. And sometimes I think that brown doesn't suit me that much, but when I add another hint of a shade over the top, I just think it takes it just up to that next level and just looks really, really beautiful. So I did have a couple more items for my May favorites, but I think this video is probably going to go on long enough, and they can wait until my June favorites, and I'll mention them next month. But I am really glad to be sitting down and doing videos again after what were a really tough couple of weeks. And I also want to mention, hopefully you're watching to the end, that everyone replied to my story that I posted the other day, and also on my community tab as well. I didn't reply to many people. I didn't really have time, but I did leave a heart or a like or something like that. But I just want to let you know that I was quite overwhelmed with the response that I got. I really just want to let you know why I hadn't been posting videos, and your comments meant a lot to me considering the tough time that I was going through. And I really do appreciate that you took the time to give your condolences to me. So on that note, I'm gonna go. I would love it if you subscribed and gave this video a like, and I will see you next time. Bye.